Hello, everybody. It's really a pleasure to join all this big crowd today. And congratulations, Philippe, for this initiative. Pleasure to see you again, and all the panelists. Look, I think we are discussing today an extremely important, difficult topic, which is how to build a socio-ecological welfare state. We Europeans, we invented the welfare system. Now we need to invent a socio-ecological welfare system with our partners across the world. We need to look to the entire world to invent this new thing we need for humankind to set a new relationship with the planet and nature. Well, first of all, we need to recognize there are new risks. Yes. Because we are dealing with energy poverty, because we need to change radically the way our housing, transport system is built, because we have situations of job losses while they wait to be replaced by others. Yes, there are many new risks which are bringing new social inequalities. And we need to recognize this from the start. We cannot be in denial of this. And that's why we need to update completely the way our welfare system is organized. I think we have a good starting point with this European Pillar of Social Rights. But look, let me tell you something. I was the rapporteur of this pillar here in the European Parliament, and I'm the first to recognize that we need to update this pillar with a new action plan, much more clear on the ecological concerns. So there is a lot of work to be done. But then, we have the hot potato, which is how can we finance this? And look, let me tell you what I think about this. I really believe that one big part of the solution remains about jobs. We need to keep as much as possible real access to jobs for all people, for two reasons. Because when people are in jobs, they can contribute to finance the welfare system. But also because if people are in jobs, they don't have the same degree of social protection needs. So this is what is called pre-distribution. We have more resilient societies to deal with crises, shocks, difficulties, inequalities. But this is not all kinds of jobs. This is the big issue. We want to have quality jobs, and we want to have jobs in real useful activities, taking care of society, taking care of the nature. And the problem is, so far, these kind of jobs are not recognized as useful activities. Something is radically wrong with the way we measure wealth and prosperity. The GDP measure, we need to get rid of this. This is a completely wrong way to look to our activities. And in fact, at the same time, we need to promote a new way to consume, a new way to produce, and a new concept of what is well-being. And so the kind of jobs we need to sustain the welfare system should reflect this new way of organizing our economies and our societies. But I would like to insist on this. Jobs remain an important part of the solution. Nevertheless, I also think that we need to go to a profound redistribution for fairness, for basic fairness. So let me just underline, first of all, that whatever is about nature, carbon intensity, should really be taxed in very strong terms, because we want to get rid of this. And so this will create a new source of taxation, extremely important, to finance social responses to the poverty and social inequalities. Then the second part of the solution is, in fact, the wealth taxation. We need to go to wealth taxation. And then we need to go to break another taboo, which is the second transformation, the digital transformation, which will bring a lot of new added value, a lot of extra profits, which should be also clearly taxed, and so far they are not. So I'm also bringing a message of confidence. I do think that we have the way to finance a welfare system to provide protection and fairness for those making the transition to a green economy. This is possible in terms of available resources. And then my final message is what should be done at all levels of our democracy. Because Julian is completely right. The key question is who owns our economies? And something is wrong also about this. So we need really to have people in a much stronger position, stronger democracy at local, national and European level. And at European level, let me tell you, right now we have an important political battle to make sure that this exceptional European budgetary capacity we created to deal with pandemics should be prolonged to support all European countries, regions, people to go to the green transition with more social fairness. This is an important development of the European economic governance. And my last message is about, in fact, Europe and the world. Because as I said since the beginning, I do think that this time we cannot invent a new welfare system as a kind of luxury product for us Europeans. We need to take care of our co-citizens across the world. And right now we have a big sequence of summits organized by the United Nations calling for a new global deal. We need a new global deal. And the new global deal must be a social and green one. So let's work together for this. Thank you very much.